Either lower your gaze or close your eyes for a minute and just let yourself settle in and breathe in. Filling up and expanding the chest and all four corners of the torso with air, and then exhale out the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and set an intention for class today. What is it that you want to get out of this class? How do you want to feel? On the next inhale, we're going to go ahead and interlace the fingers, and we're going to inhale, let the hands rise to the sky. A mini back bend at the top, let the chin float up, and on the exhale, flip the hands and try to reach for something far away as you pull your body backwards and round down on the exhale. Inhale, we're going to interlace the fingers, draw them down, open up the heart center, let the chin float up. And then exhale, go ahead and come to prayer hands, thumbs touching the chest. Let's do it again. We're going to do it 2 more times. Inhale, move with your own breath. Just finding a lot of fluidity and moving with a lot of grace and flowiness. Inhale, interlace the fingers, draw them down to the ground. Heart center opens up, shine that bright, beautiful heart. And then exhale, draw the hands into prayer, thumbs touch. One more. Really pull that belly button to the back of the room as you reach your knuckles to the front. Good, and then now we're going to sit with, let's have the left leg go back, right leg in front, and so you're kind of in a 90-90 knee situation. I want you to twist over the left leg that's facing towards the back with the arms parallel to the ground, and then we're going to just twist and warm up our spine. And on the third or fourth one, go ahead and let the right hand come down. Left arm is going to reach away as you raise the left leg and then come back. We'll do 3 of these. Exhale to reach. Inhale, twist over the bent legs. Exhale to reach. Just feeling very flowy, like I said, like a dancer, something moving through water. That was the last one. Okay, so now this time when we twist, we're going to come back around and we're going to put our right hand on the ground, extend that left leg out, and then rise up on the knee and let the heart open and flop out. Arms flopping out. And then go ahead and come back down as you're seated. Keep the legs straight. And let the arm raise up. Again, kind of doing a circular motion here at the top. And letting it just open, driving your hips up to the ceiling. And then coming back down. So we're keeping our legs in this position, and we're going to go ahead and press the right hand on the right knee. So we twist over and do a little stretch, stretching the right hip as we lean over the left knee. Inhale. And exhale, draw the chest down, breathing into that space. And slowly come back up. Let's do the other side. So switch legs. Now we're going to have the left leg in front, right leg is bent to the side. We're going to twist over the right side, arms parallel to the ground. At first it kind of feels weird. Oh, we're not going down yet. We're going to do 3 of these. First it feels weird. Like, what are we doing? We're stretching our hips in this position even though it may not look like it. So left hand comes down. Right arm is parallel, and right leg is parallel, and we kick out on the exhale. Really reaching, see how long you can make your body there. One more. Moving slow and gracefully. Now this time put the left hand down. We're going to rock up onto our right leg as our left leg comes out, and we're reaching up and back with the right hand. And then we go ahead and come on down. And do it again. Rise up, draw the hips forward, open up the heart center. And then go ahead and come on down. And let's put that leg back where it was. We're gonna go ahead and push down on the left knee and then twist over to the right and let the chest fall down. Stretching. You might have to adjust your legs. Yeah, just doesn't look like we're doing much, but if you're doing this with me, you're gonna feel it. You should feel it right here. Inhale and exhale. And coming out of that, let's go ahead and come onto a table position. So, hands are going to be directly under your shoulders, knees are under hips, and your feet are going to be resting on the ground. You want to pull your belly in slightly so you're not splaying out and letting your abs fall down. So have a little bit of contraction in your abs, but you're not flexing. And then as you inhale, tuck the toes under, draw the chest forward, draw the feet up to the sky. And then as you exhale, flip the feet, round the spine up to the sky. Find as much room between the vertebrae as you can as you slightly rock back. And then inhale, draw forward. And then exhale, reach up and rock back. If you want to go into a full child's pose, you're welcome to. I don't want to right now. This is what feels good to me. This is your body, and I want you to pay attention to what feels right. What feels good for you? Shoulder blades gliding down in our cow position. The cat position, using the feet to press against the ground. Really pull that navel up to the sky. And good, and then come back to our neutral. And we're going to reach forward. Not sure what happened to our music here. Give me 1 second. Should be all good. Sorry about that. Real life, things happen. And I probably won't edit that out because I don't spend that much time editing my YouTube videos. There's too many other things going on. Anyway, I'm gonna do a little bit of a bird dog stretch. So inhale the right arm up, the left leg up, inhale, and then exhale, really contract the abs and pull them in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach one more. Exhale, pull. Really contracting and releasing the air out. Place the knee down and let's do the other side. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, pull. Just imagine you're reaming all the old air out of your lungs to create space for what the new air and the new things that you want to be bringing into your body. Last one. Extend, extend, and then exhale, put the hand on the ground, the knee comes on the ground. We're going to curl the toes under, and then very slowly let our seat come to the sky as we push up into our downward dog. But before you go full extension in the legs here, keep those knees deeply bent. I want you to spin your elbows in towards the center line. Raise the shoulders to the sky so you're drawing the shoulder blades up towards the tailbone, and then the ribs draw back to your thighs. And once you've done that, you can start to lower your heels down to the mat and start to pedal and stretch. You might feel a cracking or a popping. That's normal. And breathe. And stretch. Now keeping the idea of plank in mind, we're going to rock forward into a plank. But before you move, I want you to round up like we were doing in our Halloween cat. Pull the belly up to the sky, rock forward and around. And as we come into our plank position, and then bend the knees, let your seat glide back, and then rock back up into our down dog. We're going to do that a couple of times. So round, 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 forward. Find that steady plank, squeezing the quads, squeezing the glutes, engaging everything. Shoulder blades drawing towards the tailbone. Bend the knees, shift the seat back, and then rock up into our downward dog. One more time. Round forward. This should be warming up your wrists, warming up your body. And this time we're going to go into plank and lower ourselves down all the way to the mat. So let your elbows squeeze to the back of the room and squeeze the side of your body as you lower all the way down. Flip the feet, engage the legs, pull them off the ground, and inhale to rise to cobra. Exhale, come down, right cheek on the mat. You might have to adjust a little bit, that's okay. Inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale, come down the other side. And wiggle the hips. Inhale, rise to cobra. This time, I'm really thinking about getting as long as you can in the spine. And when you come down, how tall can you be with your head trying to go to the very front of the room? Curl the toes under. Push up and back into our beast position. So you may have to walk your hands back. I know I do. We're going to hover. It's like a table, but we're keeping our toes tucked under. We're going to push up and hold in this nice strong position. Good. Inhale. Exhale, drop the left hip down to the side. Raise the right elbow up to the sky. Inhale, come back to starting point and twist to the other side. So right hip down, left arm up. And we're going to do it again. So exhale, come down. This time, try to hover and stay up off the ground. And then come back to starting position. And then go to the other side and hover so that your hip doesn't come down. And come back to starting position. We're going to add on. We're going to twist again. This time, extend the leg out so the foot's on the ground. And we're going to raise the arm up to the sky. Good. Come back to beast. You should feel a little bit heat in the body. That's a good thing. Leg extends, arm extends. Come back to beast. Inhale. Last one. Kick the leg out, extend the arm up, draw the hips up, and boom, you're in falling star. And then come back to beast and hover in that table position. Extend and rise. Come down and hover. Knees come down, toes, big toes come to touch, and you can let your knees rock out to the side as we rock back into a child's pose. Head on the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale lots of air into that big low back space. You can tell your quads are starting to work, your shoulders are starting to work. In yoga, we don't want to just get flexible, we want to become stronger, especially through the core region, because that supports every movement that you're going to do in life. Awesome. Let's go ahead and come back onto our table position. Curl the toes under and push up into our down dog. And then walk your feet up to be behind your hands. So you're about in the first third of the mat. Feet are hip width apart. You want your heels directly behind toes number 2 and 3. And you're going to bend your knees and let your chest fall all the way down onto your legs. And I like to just grab behind my calves. You can do whatever you want. Some people like to grab their elbows. Whatever is totally fine. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So we want a deep bend in the legs at first. Let the back of the neck get nice and long as the head draws down to the ground. And then as you exhale, start to straighten out your legs just a little bit and let your sit bones rise up to the sky. We're not trying to go full extension here. We're still warming up the body, and so wherever you are, it's great. Now we're going to straighten the legs and straighten the back as we go into half lift. So rise up so that your body is parallel to the ground, your torso is parallel to the ground. Nice long line between your head and your sit bones. Shoulder blades draw back towards your sit bones, and then exhale, go ahead and smoosh and come down. Let's do that again. Inhale, we'll come up to half lift, straight legs, straight torso. And then exhale, come on down. Good. Inhale, arms come circle out and up, and we rise. And we say, look up, be grateful. Hands come to prayer and stand nice and tall, engaging the quads, tilting the hips up slightly towards the collarbone, pulling the belly in. And just feeling how tall you are. Nice long neck, shoulders are down. Inhale, arms come out and up. Exhale, forward fold, bent knees, come on down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, come down. Hands are going to reach forward as we rock back into our chair. So reach forward to rise. Have a nice long tailbone. So make sure you tuck that under. If you're sticking it out, you're going to see a little arc in the back, and you don't want that. That's going to cause a lot of back strain and pain. So pull the belly in, tuck it under, and then the arms come up nice and strong, and you sit yourself down. I like to pick up my toes. It tells me to put my weight in my heels and make sure I can see all 10 toes below. Inhale, feel how strong you are. Exhale. Hands come to mat. Rock forward into forward fold, straightening the legs. And then let's go ahead and jump or step back to plank. Either one is totally fine. And we'll do our first chaturanga. So chaturanga, you can either do a push-up if you want to, tricep push-up, or you can skip it. You'll rock forward 1 inch, lower yourself down, and flip the feet as you push yourself up, keeping the legs off the ground. You're always welcome to do a cobra instead of up dog or chaturanga. It's really just whatever you want to do. Inhale. Exhale in our down dog. Raise the right leg up to the sky. Nice, straight, strong legs. Keeping your shoulders squared off to the front of the mat. Bend the knee at the top and start to roll the ankle a few times. Just to change that position there. And now straighten the leg. Nice, strong legs. And you can have your hips more squared off to the mat this time. Now we're going to bend the knee and bring it through to a plank crunch, but we're going to touch the right elbow, and then we'll bring it back up, and then left elbow, and then bring it back up, and then the center. So here we go. So inhale the leg up, exhale, bring it through right knee, right elbow. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it through right knee, left elbow. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it through to the center. And we're going to go ahead and step the foot down. Keep the back foot where it is and just turn it out to a 45-degree angle so we can rise up into our warrior 1. Arms come out and up, and we rise. Front leg is at a 90-degree. Back leg is nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale. And the next inhale, rock back, do a mini little back bend. Exhale, we're going to straighten the front leg. Pull that right hip back as we reach forward with a flat back, and then lower ourselves down for a little stretch. Exhale. Inhale, we rise up, bend the front leg, reach up and back, and then exhale, we're going to straighten that leg again. And this time, see if you can just hover, body parallel to the ground. Pull that right hip back in space, pull the belly in and up. See how long you can get from your hips all the way to your head. Bend the front knee, rise up and back into our warrior 1. One more time, little mini back bend here. And then we're going to straighten our front leg and go back into that pyramid. And this time come all the way down for the nice little stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Both legs are straight and strong, feeling supported in both of them. Front hip pulls back in space, back hip pulls a little bit forward. You want to add a challenge. Keep the left hand on the ground, and you're going to spin and look towards the right side of the room as the right arm raises up to the sky. Revolved triangle. Hand comes down. Bend the front leg so we're back in that warrior 1. Rise up. We're going to step into eagle right away. I know, I'm challenging you right out the gate. So right arm is going to come on your left. Hands overlap, or they can be here, whatever is fine. Just keep them right in front of your nose. We're going to step up onto our right leg, straighten the right leg. And as we bend the right leg, the left one comes on top and tries to do a wrap with the leg and the toes locking behind the ankle. If you can't get there, that's totally fine. In eagle, I want you to envision you're pulling your knees towards the center line, so they're pulling to the left, and the arms are going to pull to the center line too, so everything's pulling in and down. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come up, stand in Tadasana, mountain pose, palms facing forward. Nice tall posture and enjoy all of that renewed blood that just came in. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do it again. We're gonna do the other side. Adjust your clothes. Okay, here we go. Inhale. This time, let's come all the way up onto our toes. Nice little toe stretch there. And then feet come down, knees bend, and we're gonna flat back fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold on down. Go ahead and rise up into our chair position again. So reach forward and rock back. Pull the belly in, lengthen the tailbone down. All the weight is in the heels. And if you want to add a challenge, rock onto those toes. Come high on those and then sink down with your seat. Good. Heels come down, hands come down, tailbone comes up, and you can either jump or step back to plank. Option here, lower down and then rise up into a cobra, or you can do a push-up, or you can skip it, or chaturanga. Whatever you want to do. We all are going to meet back in downward dog. Take 2 deep breaths here in down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Find a little bit deeper stretch, paying attention to the length of the spine here. That's the most important thing. And also making sure that you're having your abs drawing in and up so you're not splitting those out. Left leg is going to rise up. Nice straight leg. Bend at the top and open up the hip. And then we're going to start to roll the ankle around a few times. Maybe 5 or 6 times. And just loosen that up. Now let's straighten that leg. Square off the hips. And this time, left knee is going to go to the left elbow. And we're going to do the plank crunch 3 times. And so it goes left, right, middle. Here we go. Inhale up, exhale, pull. Inhale up. And you want to think about your knee and your heel driving up towards the body. And that's going to keep that nice and pulled in and really work your abs. And if you ever go to bring your leg through, let me show you something really quick. You go to bring it through and it gets stuck here. Guess what you do? You just help it. You just move it forward. No big deal. So left foot is going to stay down. Right foot's going to spin to that 45-degree angle. Keep a bend in that left leg and rise up into our warrior one on this side. Pause here for 1 breath. Knit your ribs to the center line. Fight to have the back hip drawing forward. I know the tendency is to want to open it up like we're doing a warrior two, but we're not doing that in this pose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rock back, mini back bend. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Legs stay straight. As we reach forward with the flat back. And then come on down for a pyramid stretch. Bend the knee, rock up, inhale, rise up. Rock back. And then exhale. We're going to bend over our straight legs. Keep the body straight and try to hover here. As a little bit different change in position. It's like a take flight position meets pyramid. Inhale, rise up. I do all these things, so you can feel the different ways that your body is so strong. Exhale over that straight leg again. And enjoy the stretch. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Pull in through the belly, on up towards the ribs. Nice length in your low back space. Right hand can come down as you twist with the left arm and reach up towards the sky. You can always just put your hand in the middle of your back and twist the shoulder up. That's always nice too. Whatever you want to do. Come back to center. Bend the front leg. Reach up to our warrior one just one more time. We're going to go into eagle on this side. So left comes under right. Hands can overlap, or they can be in fists. Whatever you want to do is totally fine. And pull your everything into the center line as you step forward and straighten this front leg over here. And as you start to sink down with a bent leg, you might just stay here and that's enough for you. Or you can go for the full wrap with the body. And come on down. Some days the poses are going to be a little bit more accessible than others. Today I'm not getting a toe wrap. Oh well, who cares? I'm doing the best in this moment right now for me, right? And that's all you can do. 2, and release. Stand and marinate in those endorphins in Tadasana. Oh, when we do that compression, it's so good for our lymphatic system. It gets the blood moving everywhere and promotes adrenal drainage, so you're welcome. Enjoy that. Let's move on. Inhale, arms come up. Let's rise onto the toes. Nice tall body. How tall can you get? Heels come down and flat back, bent knee, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, come down. No chair pose this time. Hands come to the mat, jump or step back to plank. Whatever you do is fine. Push up is my option, chaturanga. And then we meet back in our down dog. Same thing with the legs. So we're gonna raise the right leg up to the sky, bend the knee at the top, do a little rolly with the ankle. Good. And then now let's straighten that leg. Keep the shoulders square, it's really important. This is a nice deep stretch for that left leg. And let's do the 3-point plank crunch. So here we go, right side first. Exhale, here we go. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, bring it across the body. Inhale it up. And then exhale, we're gonna bring it through in between the hands. And we're gonna lower the knee down. And we're in a low lunge. So flip the foot. Reach forward, come up. And we're gonna get tall first with our hands and our torso before we let our hips drive forward. And then as you exhale, open your arms to cactus arms and imagine somebody's pulling your elbows back as you enjoy that beautiful heart opener stretch. Interlace the fingers behind the back and pull down, let the head rock up. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. And now let the hands go ahead and come back up again. Shift the weight so that you're stacking the left hip on top of the right knee. Place the left hand down. Set the right leg out to the side and find a nice long stretch here in our modified side plank. So belly's pulled in, squeezing the glutes, driving the hips forward. And you see how long you can get from your fingertips to your toe tips. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome, and we're gonna come back into our little lunge here. But this time we're gonna shift the weight a little bit, or shift the position a little bit. Hands are gonna come to the center, heel toe the foot to the side of the mat, and so it's at a 45-degree angle, so toes are pointing one way, heels coming back. And you have 2 options here. You can either leave the left hand down and put the right hand on the knee and kind of push open and close the knee to create some fluid in that hip joint. Or I guess I'll give you 3 options. How about that? Or you can lower your elbows down. Or you can straighten the back leg and just fall deeply into that stretch as you lower the pelvis down. But no matter what position you choose, I want you to remember not to be rounding right now with your torso. Have a nice, long, strong upper body. Neck is long, everything's in a line. And we just stretch and enjoy that lizard stretch. Inhale. Exhale. I'm gonna lower my knee down. I'm gonna flip the top of the foot. And this is an option here for a quad stretch. So we're gonna reach up and grab the quad. A lot of people get a cramp in their knee when they do this because they forget to do 2 really important things. Number 1, pull the belly up and in. You've heard me say that a lot this class. That is the focus. You're welcome. So pull the belly up and in, slightly tilt, like pelvic tilt. Squeeze your inner thighs together and then reach up and back for the toe, the pinky toe side of your foot. And imagine you're trying to scissor your inner thighs together as you draw your pelvis down and you twist your heart center open to the sky. And that's gonna really help you. And if you lose that position, just go back to the start of belly's pulled up and in, little pelvic tilt. And then drive your pelvis down as your heart center opens up. Enjoy that quad stretch. Release that. Then we're gonna heel toe the foot back to the center. Straighten that back leg. So now we're in like a high runner's lunge. Shift the weight so that you're high on that foot like we did before with like the in the chair position. And we're going to reach up and come into our high crescent lunge. So this is gonna feel a lot for the high lunge or in warrior one. But just hold it here. Nice. And now we're going to step in, straighten the front leg, and hands are going to come to the floor. So step in, straighten. Hands come to the floor, high split. Let the back leg float up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. And then we have two options here. We're going to stand up. One option is to let the foot just come down. And we stand up, and then we're going to go here. Other option is to float. So you let the back leg just start to float, and you try to balance on the right leg. You really need to use your core strength to float it up to the center. And then everybody, once we're here, right hand is going to go on the hip. Left hand is either going to go on the knee, if this is enough for you, or your pointer finger is going to go around your big toe. I can't look over at you right now. I will fall. Find a lot of stability in your right leg, locking all four corners of the feet down, pulling everything up in your torso as you slowly start to extend the heel like you're kicking something heavy away. Awesome. 3. You can float it to the side if you want, or come back. And then everybody's going to release it. And the option is to either put your foot back down or to float. We're going to go into warrior 3 from here. And so hands are going to go back like that take flight position we did in pyramid. So hands are energetically trying to go to the back of the room. The top of the head's going to the front of the room. The whole body teeters forward. And you try to draw your left hip down as your base leg stays nice and straight. Awesome option. Left hand lowers down to the ground. And you spin to the side. And I think that's called revolved half moon. Or you stay, I can't get back out of that. You stay in warrior 3, and you lower the leg back down. And we rise back up into our crescent lunge. We're right here, and we feel really proud of ourselves. Lower the heel down into high lunge. And then everybody's gonna place the right hand on the knee, left hand just below your shoulder, your left shoulder. And we're going to actually move the right hand to the middle of the back. Scissor your inner thighs together as you spin your right shoulder to the sky, keeping your base leg straight, front leg bent, and then reach your arm up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Option, we're going to twist all 10 toes to the right side. Option is, and move, we're going to transition into side plank. So option is to lower the knee down, let this leg float back. Or option 2, twist the whole body and take the top leg and place it in front of the left leg, and boom, we're in high plank. Squeeze the glutes, drive the hips up to the ceiling. And you can either stay here, or if you're in modified side plank, that's great. Everyone is going to go into wild thing. So if you're here, you're going to turn, lower the seat down to the ground, shift. Let's see how I'm going to do this better. Lower the seat down to the ground, shift the right leg there, and just drive the hips up to the ceiling. Or if you're in side plank, you just step behind and drive the hips up. And you're in wild thing. Good. Open up the heart. Drive the hips to the sky. Engage your straight leg. And good. I think we've earned a rest. Hands come to plank. Knees come down. Big toes touch. We're rocking into child pose. Just did a lot of yoga. And wherever you are is perfect. I am absolutely not a perfect yoga teacher. I know I'm doing some things wrong, I'm doing some things right, but you know what? I'm just showing up and having fun. And every day I'm gonna try a little bit further. Head on the mat, tense your fingers like little spiders and walk them away from your tailbone as you take a deep breath into that tailbone center. We're just doing our best. And the more we try to strengthen our body, twist our body around, we get off balance or whatever, the stronger we get and the more we learn about resilience. and how to show up when things are awkward or challenging, right? So let's do the other side. Here we go. Come on to all fours first, tuck the toes under, and stretch up and back into our downward dog. You've heard me say the same cues a few times, so knit the ribs together, pull the abs in and up, or the navel up towards the collarbone. Have a nice long spine. Those are all really important things, and they help with balance, and they help with everything, so that's why I keep mentioning them. All right, we're gonna lift the left leg up to the sky. This is a nice deep stretch for the right leg. And we're gonna bend that knee and open up the hips and start to move our ankle around. Awesome. Now let's straighten that leg, shift the hips so they're more squared off, and here we go with our 3-point crunch. So left knee, left elbow. Inhale. Move with your breath, please. Inhale. And then exhale, you're gonna go ahead and bring it through in between your hands. Let's lower the back knee down, awesome. Flip the foot, and we're gonna reach up to rise. Finding a lot of height in our torso so it's a lot of height in our torso, like we're really tall, but our neck is long, so our shoulders are down. Yeah. And then we drive the hips forward. And then let's open the elbows and let the hands glide into that position we did before, with interlacing the fingers and drawing them down. Remember, we did that in the beginning. Chin can rise up. Hands are going to float back to the front. And from here, we're going to let the right hand come down outside of the right knee. Left leg go out to the side. And we're doing our, I'm too close to my mirror, let's get over. And we're doing our modified half plank, finding as much length between the toe to the fingertips as possible, really squeezing the glutes, really opening the rib cage up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, awesome. And place that foot back down. And this time we're gonna place the hands on the inside, because we're gonna heel toe our foot out to the left side. And you have your options with lizard here. You can either put the hand on the knee and open and close, if that feels good to you. Or we can lower the elbows down. Or straighten the back leg, draw the upper body forward as you lower the hips down towards ground, lower the pelvis down. Whatever you want to do is fine with me, but don't stay static in the stretch. You want to move around with it, okay? Awesome. Good, and then lower the back knee down if you're up. Heel toe that foot. Oh, actually no, we're gonna do the quad stretch. So keep the foot at an angle. Right hand is gonna be under the right shoulder towards the side of the mat, so you're having a lot of space between your foot and your hand. Remember, we're gonna pull the abs up and in. We're gonna slightly pelvic tilt, scissor the inner thighs together before we gracefully reach up and grab our back pinky toe. And then as our hips draw down and our shoulder draws up, we're gonna open up our heart center and feel that quad stretch. 2 more breaths. Good, go ahead and release that. And now let's bring our left foot in front of the left hip. It's really important. And then our right toe is behind our right hip. We come into our high runner's lunge. So straighten the back leg and come back up high on these toes. We're going into a crescent lunge, bending the front knee, and we're gonna reach up and rise. Feeling our body really compressed here in the center. Seeing how tall we can get, how long our neck can be, how strong our arms can be. We don't do these arms in yoga. We have strong arms. That's right, we're gonna hold for 3, 2, 1, and then we're stepping onto this leg. Hands are gonna come down, and we're doing a standing split over here. A nice deep stretch all the way up to the glute. And then you have an option. You can either step down and stand up that way. Remember, it was just bring the foot down. Step up, bring the knee up. Or, let's float. So spread the toes wide on the base foot. Find a lot of strength there and isolate that as you pull the belly towards the sky, like we did when we did the rounding, when we did the down dog to rounding to plank. All of this stuff was prepping for what we're doing right now. And then the left hand's gonna go on the hip for everybody. And you can either stand here. If this is good, I'm good. See how tall you can get. Can the crown of the head rise up a little bit higher? Awesome. And then take your index finger around your big toe. Oops, I looked away. It happens. Reset. Here we go. Index finger around the big toe. And now we're going to extend the heel out. See how tall that body can get, how straight everything can get. Sucking everything into the center line like your lamppost, and you're just trying to be really stiff. You can always float it out to the side if that feels nice to you. And then float it back. We're going to release the toe, and you can either float to warrior three or bend and bring the leg down, and then tilt if that feels good to you. I'll float with those that want to float. Here we go. I'm going to do take flight arms like I'm Supergirl. And draw that back, trying to touch the back of the room with my toes, my pointed toes, trying to touch the front of the room with the top of my head, drawing my right hip down. And then if you want to, lower the right hand down and find a twist. This side's always harder for me. I don't know why. Good, and then everybody floats their leg down. We bend the front knee. And we place the right hand under the right shoulder as we go into easy twist. Place your left hand in the small of your back. Really pull those inner thighs in. Keep that back leg nice and straight and strong. And then twist up with your shoulder and your chin. And then extend the arm. Awesome. Enjoy the twist. All of the toes are going to go to the left side of the room. Option, lower the knee down if you'd like to go into the side plank this way. Or float that top foot back. It's going to be right in front of your other foot. Be nice and strong in your side plank. Look up, be grateful. And if you want to, pick up the leg, put it behind you, and go into a wild thing. Opening up the heart, really using the power of the lower leg, drive it up. And then everybody comes back to the center. We all get to go into child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Can you believe you just did all that amazing yoga? I hope you stumbled and fumbled a bit, because guess what? That means you're pushing your edge, that you're not afraid to try. You're not afraid to fail. And that's super important in yoga. So now we're going to curl up and we're going to ragdoll ourselves up. So let's go ahead and just straighten our legs, walk our hands back to the feet. The back of the mat is fine. And let's ragdoll really slowly up. So the last thing that's going to come up is your head. Now take a long step out on your mat. So the toes are pointing forward. We're going to do some wide leg stretching. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, flat back, fall down. Shoot the sit bones to the back of the room. Keep the body nice and straight. Let the hands come to the legs anywhere you want them to. And use that resistance to pull your ribs to your thighs, but you're not going to round like this. Keep it back nice and straight and pull down. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the hands over to the right side and grab the leg either on the ankle or on the calf and pull the torso towards the thigh on that side. Feel the release. Walk the hands over to the left side and pull the torso to the leg on this side. I mean it when I say that I hope you stumbled. Come back to center. We're going to rise up flat back. And then we're gonna go ahead and go into our goddess stance. So turn the toes towards the angle of the room and go ahead and come on out. Hands can come down onto the knees and then drop one shoulder down. And then the other, have a little back twist here. Because if we don't get comfortable in the yoga studio or on the mat with being uncomfortable and having a bit of failure, how are we gonna do it in real life, right? Place the hands on the ground, heel toe your feet in so that they're just wider than your hips, and turn your toes out to the side. Let's go into a low yoga squat. Feeling really connected down. I know you felt really unstable there for a while with some of those poses. This is gonna help us to feel more grounded down. Use your hands to push open your knees. Let the chest come up, but stare down the gaze of your nose onto the ground. When you think about how strong you are and how capable you are. You just never know until you try, and the more times you try, the better you get, right? It's all just part of it. Good, hands come down to the ground. Turn your toes back so that they're facing the front of the, well, I guess it's the side of the mat now. I'm facing you. I think my mat's shifted a bit, so I'm gonna move it. There you go. We're gonna go into a warrior two little series, but it's gonna be kind of short. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, the arms are gonna come out into a T, a nice sharp T, like you want your arms to be engaged, right? Your right foot is going to be pointing away from the left foot, so your feet are perpendicular. Have a heel arch alignment. And as you stand here in warrior two, your front leg is bent to a 90, your back leg is nice and strong. I want you to think about what we talked about. Knit your ribs in and up. Slightly tuck your tailbone under, a little tilt there. Lots of T's. Neck is long, arms are strong, and look out over your front hand, your right hand. And then start to move forward. Reach, 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 reach for what you want. And then from here, we're gonna let the top hand float down, or the right hand float down towards the big toe. And then reach up with your back hand, your left hand, and do a few circles with that left arm. Good. Now, take that left arm and let it float behind you. We're not doing a wrap or a twist, just let it float behind you. And see how that changes your ribs? Now pull your navel in and up, tilt your hips again, and see the difference there, and then float your arm up to the sky. A little adjustment there. Reach the right arm towards the front of the room, and then let it float up as you straighten your front leg. We rock back into a reverse triangle. Same positioning. See if you can glide your left hand down your left leg. Body nice and strong. Just keep the triangle position with the legs. You're going to kick the back hip back in space as you reach forward and then down towards the ground. And you let the left hand float to the top again, opening the ribs and armpit up towards the sky. And then go ahead and float it towards the right toes. Reaching towards the top of the mat. Legs engaged. Inner thighs spinning up towards the ceiling. Awesome. Good, and then float on up. And let's go ahead and do the other side. I'm a little breathless. I hope you are too. We're working hard together. Left toes spin toward the back of the mat, and right toes are going to be perpendicular. So bend, nice 90-degree angle in the left leg. Fight to keep your hips square to the side. Arms are going to come out, nice strong arms, right? Like, I don't know, like steel. Shoulder blades are heavy and they're going down towards the tailbone. Knit the ribs, pull the navel in and up, pelvic tilt. Here we go, look out over that front left hand and start to reach, 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 and then draw that hand down towards the big toe as the top hand goes up, and then do those little circles at the top. Now take that arm and float it behind your lower back. Do the check of your abs and your pelvic tilt, pull it in and up. Inner thighs spinning up towards the ceiling. And then float your arm back up. Did that change anything for you? Left arm floats as we rise up, straight legs. Right arm goes back to right leg, reverse triangle. Nice strong body. Inhale. Exhale. And now let's kick the right hip back as we go forward. We float down and we have our triangle on this side. Neck is long. How long can you get from the top of your head to your hip bones? Good. And let's float back up again. Oh, just kidding. Come back into this. We're going to float the top arm towards the left toes. Just feel the change and stretch. Awesome job. Flow back up. Let's take a seat. Take a nice seat on the ground. Extend the legs out. We're going to do a forward fold this way. So bend the knees slightly, let your torso come onto them. And then let your hands lay palm facing up next to your calves. Chin rocks into chest, lots of rounding here. So this is the opposite of what we've been doing all practice. So we're doing the reverse. And then keep your body, upper body connected to your legs as you slowly exhale your heels away. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. The goal isn't straight legs. The goal is not a hamstring stretch. The goal is a low back stretch and kind of an inversion of sorts. And just soaking in all the good you did. 2 more breaths. Very slowly when you're ready. Lead with the belly. Start to round up, sit nice and tall. And then go ahead and rock back. If you need it, just I do. We're gonna lay back. We're gonna go up into our bridge pose. So feet are gonna be hip width apart. Knees are going towards the ceiling, feet on the ground. And then we pull our abs in and down really deeply and lead with the hips as they rise up. Interlace the hands under the seat and draw them towards the heels as we fold our shoulder blades towards each other. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands, release the shoulders, pull the knees in and really compress them down and let all of the air out of your lungs. Take a good morning stretch, reaching fingertips and toe tips away from each other. And then pull it in and do a little knee compression. Again, bringing the head off the mat. Really grab the knees and pull them in and down as you rest your head on the ground. It should feel good. Left foot goes on the ground. Let's go into a figure 4. Right hand is going to go through. Grab the shin or the back of the thigh, whatever makes sense for you. And then lay the shoulders back down on the ground and the head back down on the ground. And pull so that you're like pulling your leg towards you. We're opening up the right hip. And if it's tight, tell it to loosen. Tell it to soften. Think butter. Think soft. Think Play-Doh. Left foot goes down on the ground. Keep the right leg where it is. Let the arms come out to a T. And just rock the legs over to the left side as you try to keep the right shoulder on the ground. I have a little spinal twist here. If you want to, you can grab the right knee with the left hand and kind of pull it down and deepen the twist. And then come back to center. Let's do the figure 4 on the other side. So left leg bends and goes over the right, and you can either grab the shin or the back of the thigh, whatever feels good to you. Lower the head and shoulders down, and then pull your right leg towards you to stretch the left hip. enjoy the stretch. For some people, this is like the slow part of yoga is their favorite part of yoga. And for others, going this slowly is torture. And usually if it's something that you really, really don't want to do, it might be something that you really, really need. And so instead of resisting it, ask yourself, well, what's right about it? How can I make this experience a little bit better for me? Release the leg, lower the right foot down, keep the left leg where it is, and drop the knees over to the right side. If you want to, you can touch the knee with the right hand and pull that down as you fight to keep both shoulders on the ground, and a little twist. So what things do you know you should be doing, but you aren't? How can you make them a little bit more enjoyable? I used to hate to cook dinner. I really did. And I found I really like to cook dinner if I have one of my kids, my teenagers, in the kitchen with me. We're just chit-chatting and we have on some really good music. And come back to the center. Take your knees and feet together and then open your knees up with the feet staying together in a little diamond stretch. And just let yourself lay here for a second. But if I have somebody in the kitchen with me, then it makes it so much better. And if I'm cooking food I really like, it makes it so much better, right? So I changed it. And I tried to find what was right about it. Seemed like this would be a good idea. So keep your feet touching, and as you pull them in and up, grab your feet and then pull them down to compress the hip joint and the back this way. Seemed like that would feel good after what we just did, and it does. Now go ahead and extend out one leg and then the other. As we go into our Shavasana pose, if you want to, you can stay here as long as you'd like. You can turn on some soft music or whatever sounds good to you. You need a blanket, lavender eye pillow, whatever would make this more enjoyable. But Shavasana you can do a few different ways. You can have your heels to touch, palms facing up, or you can have your legs out a little bit more. You just find the posture that feels very restful to you. You let your body just absorb everything you just did. You thank your body for showing up today. Thank yourself and for all the wonderful things it's doing. Thank you for coming to class today. Namaste.